my colleague to proceed to go live. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Entrepreneurship World Cup India National Finals. The Entrepreneurship World Cup is the world's largest and most diverse pitch competition and support program for the next generation of entrepreneurs, bringing together startups at all stages around the world. Since launching in 2019, EWC has awarded $3 million in cash prizes, $150 million in in-kind prizes, and provided opportunities for entrepreneurs at all levels, from idea stage to scale up, to reach the next stage in their journey by providing them with the free access to world-class training and resources, enhancing their visibility, and working to connect them to mentors and investors. The winners from here will become a part of the EWC global pool and will have access to in-kind services and support, including from the service providers like AWS, Segment, Brex, HubSpot, and more. EWC is more than just a pitch competition, with a chance at life-changing prizes. Every entrepreneur who enters has immediate access to free training materials from experienced mentors and $25,000 worth of perks from dozens of partners like Zoom, Amazon Web Services, and Shopify. The Entrepreneurship World Cup is an initiative of the MISC Global Forum, Monshot, Global Entrepreneurship Network, and the Global Education and Leadership Foundation. The Global Education and Leadership Foundation, or TGELF, is a program initiative of the Nand and Jeet Khemka Foundation. TGELF believes that the world needs to redefine great leadership to encompass critical values that are key to meeting modern challenges, and that our great leadership essentially implies a deep sense of ethics, altruism, and strong leadership capabilities, including a bias for action. And now I would like to proceed to introducing the jury for today's event. We have three experts with us today, and we are very honored and happy to have you. So welcome to our jury. Today joining us is Bhavya Shah, who is Managing Director, Private Markets, ARC Impact Asset Management. Bhavya is currently the Managing Director of ARC Impact Asset Management. Before joining ARC Impact, Bhavya managed investments at Miraya Asset Capital Markets, India. Prior to Miraya Asset, Bhavya worked as an investment banker at SBI Capital Markets and Kotak Mahindra Capital Company. Bhavya holds his bachelor's in engineering from Mumbai University and MBA from NMIMS, India. Welcome, Bhavya. We're very happy to have you. Also joining us today in our jury is Kirti Lal Kala, Senior Advisor, New Technologies, Sun Group. Kirti is a technocrat, strategic advisor, an entrepreneur, and a hobbyist theatre performer. His 16-year professional career spans business and development engagements at the intersection of emerging technology, public policy, and socio-economic growth, strategic investment, M&A, VCF diligence, amongst other. He currently serves as an in-house advisor at Sun Group and has previously worked with the Office of Advisor to the Prime Minister, India Electronics and Semiconductor Association, Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, and founded an innovation consulting firm, has helped set up the International Institute for Information Technology, Naya Raipur, and as an advisor to startups, industry advocacy bodies, and philanthropic organizations. Welcome, Kirti. We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
And joining us for our jury today is also Rohit Gupta, Program Director, Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog. Rohit is an alumnus of IIT Delhi and IIM Calcutta. He has worked across various sectors like FMCG, retail, real estate, and e-commerce in India and abroad. Rohit is also a serial entrepreneur, having 2 successful exits out of his 3 startups in the last 7 years. He is currently serving as a program director for Atal Innovation Mission Niti Aayog and looks after the Atal Incubation Center program. Welcome, Rohit. We're very happy to have you be part of our jury today. So this is our jury for today, and we will now proceed to our pitches. But before we proceed to our pitches, I would like to quickly remind everyone about our rules for today. So the way that we will be doing Entrepreneurship World Cup India national finals will be in two parts. We will start with 3 minutes for the pitch. So each entrepreneur gets 3 minutes for their pitch, and you will receive notifications in the closed caption subtitles twice. 30 seconds before the end and when time is up. So you will be aware when you're almost done with your 3 minutes. Following the pitch, we will have a 3-minute Q&A session where we'll have our jury come and question our entrepreneurs. Again, you will find the notifications in as closed caption subtitles, this time thrice, 1 minute before, 30 seconds before, and when time is up. So please keep track of the notifications on your screen so that we don't have to interrupt you. Great. So now that we're all set, we would now like to start with our entrepreneurs and pitches for today. And I would now like to introduce our first pitch for today. So I'd like to introduce Beethoven.ai. Beethoven, lovely to have you and welcome to EWC. I'll request you to please start sharing your screen.
Yeah, give me a second.
Yes.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes. I'll request you to slideshow so that it's full screen. The top right corner next to the share.
I think I lost you for a second.
Can you hear us? Mansoor?
Yeah, I lost you for a second. Yeah. I think
No,
I have
no.
some bandwidth issues. I won't share my screen. I'll just give a pitch. Verbally, it's good. Yeah, if that's good.
All right, if that works for you,
Yeah.
we will be very happy to whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
So Mansoor, we will then start with your pitch and your 3 minutes start now.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Hello, juries. Thanks for having me over here. I'm Mansoor. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Beethoven.ai. A brief background about myself. I'm a 7th generation classically trained sitar player and a music technologist working at the intersection of music and AI for the past 9 years. And Beethoven.ai is basically an AI-powered music creation tool, which allows content creators to make original background music for their videos and podcasts. So what that basically means is we solve the problem of music copyrights and licensing for content creators who are constantly faced with the challenge of copyright infringement issues when they upload videos on or podcasts on platforms like YouTube, Instagram, etc. And their videos are taken down because of using copyrighted music in the background of their videos. So what our tool basically does is it will use artificial intelligence and composes original music for the specifically for their content, which allows them to use it in the background of their videos and podcasts. As of today, we have close to 25,000 users who are using our platform. These are primarily content creators, and we have close to 75,000 soundtracks that have been generated till date. A little bit about the technology. So we use generative artificial intelligence to compose original music. And the biggest differentiation that we have is our customizability. So our users can customize the soundtracks as per their requirement in the manner that they want by having multiple mood sections, by selecting and reselecting their instruments and having multiple options inside of the soundtrack. Also, we give licenses to every user on our platform. And our biggest differentiation is we focus on regional music and not just Western and hip hop and all of the Western genres. So we also do Indian classical, Indian Rajasthani folk, and all of those kind of genres as well on our platform. So that's briefly about it. On a team standpoint, we are a small team of like 12 full-timers and mostly folks who are PhDs, masters, who are working at the intersection of music and tech for the past couple of years. Yeah, so that's primarily a little bit about Beethoven and myself. Yeah.
You still have 60 seconds, Mansoor.
Okay, I'll just utilize it to give it a little bit about my background then. So my education, I did my undergrad from National Institute of Technology, Goa. I have been working in the finance space for like a year and a half, and then I was doing research in music tech, first at IIT Bombay, then I was at Georgia Tech Center for Music Technology in the US. Then I came back to India and I was doing research for a couple of audio tech and ed tech startups in India. And yeah, post that, it's been 1.5 years since we started this company. So yeah, that's primarily it. I think I don't have anything else to say right now. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Mansoor. And thank you for your pitch. We will now move to the Q&A session. So I'll request our jury to be added to the spotlight as well. We have 3 minutes for the Q&A round. Jury, over to you.
Cool. Mansoor, great and good to hear about what you guys are doing. Quick question. How many paying customers do you have so far? The 25,000 tracks that you just mentioned, was it done on a pilot basis, or did any one of them, come back and pay you for the work that they've done on your site?
So right now we have 120 paid customers. So we just started monetizing like very recently, that's last month. So like if 120 users have like taken, it's a mix of monthly subscription, annual subscription. So yeah, total 120 paid users who have taken the subscription on other things.
So, Mansoor, you are going by the subscription-based model, right?
Yes, we basically charge our users as a subscription in exchange for the royalty-free music that we provide. Yeah, so that's basically how we monetize it.
That makes a lot of sense in your sector. So, if you look at your users, what's your most valued consumer going to be? If you
So
can just
his most
identify that, pinpoint that particular person.
Right. So the two primary ICPs that we have identified is, one is your YouTube content creator who is already monetizing and making money from their content, and the second one is like small ad agencies, like teams of 5 to 10 who basically create B2B videos for their clients. They are using our product for background music use case. Yeah.
Thank you.
And any tie-up with OEMs, particularly like say Samsungs of the world?
Yeah, that's a good one actually. So Samsung is actually working with us right now. I mean, like we just did a demo with them. We have just signed an NDA recently with them, and it's in the works. So they want to integrate our API inside of their devices.
Got it. And how long do you think it will take to kind of go live with that?
I mean, it's an enterprise deal. You know how it is. So we basically are like waiting to hear back from them. Yeah. It was actually a pretty good demo. The whole South Korean team flew down. They saw the whole product and everything. And we also paid. We were at TechCrunch Disrupt this year. So even the Samsung US team knows about us. So hopefully it should go through in a couple of months. Yeah.
So going forward, Mansoor, what do you think your two big challenges are?
I think we are seeing one definitely around the PR side of things. Like we have, it's a little bit challenging considering AI music. It always, the artists see us from a lens that we are competitors and not collaborators. So that's going to be like one of our big challenges. And also second, we see right now retention is a massive challenge on the freemium users, because this content creation space, the churn, it's known for its churn, so essentially that's one of our biggest challenge that we are trying to figure out right now. Yeah.
Cool.
Any visibility on financials? Like how do you see going forward, like say another 3 years out from here?
In terms of revenues, so yeah, I think our North Star metric is to get to 1 million ARR in the next 1.5 years. That's the goal that we have set for ourselves. Yeah. Because for us, it's a deep tech startup. It took us like almost 1.5 years to build the product first. Considering all the data and the algos and everything was built in house. We don't use any technologies via APIs. We have actually built it ourselves. So yeah, so it's going to take us like a year now that we have just started monetizing.
Great. Thank you so much, jury. Thank you, Mansoor. And we will now be proceeding to our next pitch for today. So I'll request OneStack to please share your pitch deck. And if we can also spotlight. Can we spotlight Amit or Sakshi? Hi, Sakshi. Hi, Amit. Over to you. Your 3 minutes start now.
Yep. So good evening, everyone. Thanks once again for giving us this opportunity. My name is Amit Kapoor, founder CEO of OneStack. This is my second fintech startup. The first one was AirPay. As a CEO co-founder, built a payments company processing over $2 billion worth of transaction, powering payments for sectors like hospitality, education, as well as BFSI. I'm joined here with my colleague Sakshi, who manages the entire product and the technology part of it. Quick overview of what we are trying to do at OneStack. If you see, Indian financial sector is going through a digital transformation, right? Today, 75% of all banking digital transactions are happening on mobile, right? And this is largely being fueled by banks. If you see, each traditional bank has a new avatar in 811 from Kotak, Yono from SBI, and various other things, right? And at the same time, there are neo banks and challenger banks which are entering into the market, trying to cater to this segment. But if you see, one of the largest components of the Indian banking sector are struggling. They're actually losing customers to public sector banks, private sector banks, and fintechs, right? Who are these people? There are 90,000 of these cooperative banks which are powering banking to 380 million users in the country, which is technically 50% of India's bankable population. Why they are losing customers? Because they are not able to provide the financial transactions or financial services to their consumers on the most preferred fashion, which is a mobile phone. As you can see on the right as well, none of them are connected to NPCI, hence they are not even able to perform or offer any NPCI services like what you and I use, UPI, BBPS, Bharat, QR, and all. So what have we done? We have built a plug and play fintech as a service, PaaS as a service, or BaaS as a service, or SaaS as a service, you may want to call it. We have built a complete platform. We have built a complete mobile application, which allows them to perform all banking transactions as well as all financial transactions in the applications. So right from a digital onboarding to saving, to borrowing, to lending, to investment, to the tune of allowing them to aggregate all their financial services over there. The application is completely white label, taking the look and feel of the bank as well. We started a company a year ago with a seed round of 250K, and we've been able to build the entire product tech. And as we speak, July is when we started piloting. After our initial, we've been doubling in terms of a number of transactions as well as value of transactions being processed onto our platform. Our banks have been able to cumulatively grow across. And as we speak, we are live at around 130 banks, 15 core partners. We have processed over 750,000 worth of marketing impressions, 40,000 worth of transaction, 9.5 crores worth of throughputs. And we've achieved all of this in zero marketing cost or zero customer acquisition cost. We are also selected by India Post to offer a neo banking app, as well as METI in the new program of Samrit. We are actually one of the 12 selected startup where METI themselves is going to be looking at investing as well. Also, we have some time and efforts which we have done in various other initiatives, but I'll be happy to address any of the questions which you all have now.
Great. All right. I'd invite the jury to please join. Welcome back, jury. You have 3 minutes for the Q&A. Over to you.
Okay, I'll start again. Amit, great solution. Quick question. I think you started the pitch by saying we would love to work with cooperative banks. So I'm just wondering how many cooperative banks, or can you give us the names of 1 or 2 cooperative banks that you think are marquee customers that have come on board?
These are names which you may not be aware, but I can give it to you. Shri Mahavir Bank, Bingar Bank, Jalgaon Janta Sarkari Bank, and a host of others.
Cool. So just to kind of harp on that for one more second, the big difference between, let's say, whatever is coming up as, let's say, neo banks or fintech enabled platforms and the large banks trying to do so, where do you see significant challenges bringing cooperative banks on board this entire stack enabled / mobile enabled payment systems?
So the biggest challenge is largely, Kirti, that they have losing customers because they are not able to provide the services, right? Like even today, you and I don't go to the banks, right? We don't visit the branches, but unfortunately, these corporate bank customers have to visit the branch. So for them, the first nemesis itself is that can they give a mobile application where they will be allowed to offer financial services? So that's the first cusp. The second is simply offering UPI and connectivity to NPCI. That's not like the wish, it's their need of the hour.
Okay, thanks.
Amit, you have been an experienced founder. Not raising funds, just the seed round, is that a conscious decision that you guys have taken? How's it for you?
Yeah, consciously, Rohit, I think having done startups in the past and building one, with my limited capital also, I've been able to build it. I raised seed capital was largely for the industry connects, the networks and all. And as you can see, we built 250K, we built the whole company, the product, the certification, we've gone live. We are actually processing more transactions today in a month than what I've cumulatively raised, right? A very conscious call. So that the idea is to build the product market fitment, have the go-to-market strategy, right? So that you can then raise the proper round next. We are in the midst of our next pre-series A conversation. We should be closing it this financial year.
Got it. A second part to that question. So you have gone for the Samrit scheme from IT. If I remember correctly, Samrit will also take stake in the company. Again, what was the logic behind that? Fintech, there's no shortage of funds, right, in the market.
Absolutely right. In fact, we've been selected before in Atal Incubation Centers, some of the other initiatives as well. And I've been selected by STPI as well. The reason why we chose Samrit and when we were selected, we were happy, and why we are there is it's not for the check of MeitY, correct? Because as you know, MeitY is going to put only a check of 50-70 lakhs. So that's not really what's going to move the delta or the inch, right? It's the name, the brand, the recognition, what we will get from MeitY. It's the connect which what we'll get from MeitY, and the ability for us to open doors, because we want to be hobnobbing with SIDBI, NABARD and all of it, correct? So when it is a MeitY incubated startup, it'll give us a lot of weightage, right? And they've already promised that they will be investing in the pre-series round with us.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, jury. Thank you, Amit. Time is up. I will now request our next pitch for the day, Expertrons. Can we please have you sharing your screen?
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Let me know if it's visible. Yeah.
Yes, it's just loading. All right. Your time of 3 minutes start now.
Great. Thanks a lot for this opportunity. I'll start with our background. So, hi, I'm Jatin Solanki. My co-founder is Vivek. Both of us are batchmates, hostel mates from IIT Bombay. Both of us are second-time entrepreneurs. I built a venture in the past serving over 2 million students, working with the Maharashtra state government, working with top private schools, making games for schools. We're also backed by Mr. Deepak Parekh. We're backed by Mr. Amitabh Bachchan as brand ambassador and investor. Vivek, on the other hand, my co-founder, his company was in the test preparation area. They grew to a team size of 200 people, made the company operationally profitable, got acquired by a public listed company. And so when both of us got together, we started discussing like globally over 1 billion professionals who are going to change their careers 5 to 7 times in their lifetime. And in each of these career changes, they'll be requiring the right mentorship, right guidance for their natural next step. And a lot of them have problem with guidance, with mentorship, with the right upskilling, with the right domain knowledge for themselves for the next step. And they, of course, need to kind of get connected with the right people to get the right jump in their careers. And our solution to this entire thing was essentially Expertrons. And Expertrons is the largest library of career experiences. We have more than 7,500 experts on our platform sharing their experience in the form of our patent pending video bot technology. So these experts can be anywhere across the globe. They can download the app. They can start recording their career experience of how they landed an opportunity at a TCS, Google, Facebook, so on and so forth. So I'll just play a small video of how the video bots look like. Yeah. Just give me a second.
This is Shivani. I'll be sharing my career experience with Royal Bank of Scotland on Expertrons to help millions of aspirants like you. So tap the mic and ask me any questions related to the same.
What research did you do about the Royal Bank of Scotland?
I'd gone to the website of the bank to see its history. Also read through the annual report of the bank to see the size of the balance sheet. I researched about the regulators.
So these are pre-recorded career experiences which these experts have put on our platform. And interestingly, we have got more than, right now we have got more than 7,500 experts who are sharing their experience on our platform. And this huge content library is essentially my acquisition engine. So on one side, when people are actually looking for jobs after BCom, or when people are looking for Flipkart interview questions, they'll land up on our pages. And that is something which is helping us to kind of draw a lot of users, a lot of professionals who want career growth for themselves to come on our platform. When they come on our platform, of course, we have certain high ticket size programs to offer, which is around job guarantee, upskilling, job skilling. And interestingly, there's a
Unfortunately, time is up, but thank you so much for your pitch. I will now ask our jury to join.
okay.
Hi, jury, welcome back. We'll start with 3 minutes for Q&A. Over to you.
So, Jatin, can you talk about what is your revenue model? Like, we could not understand clearly.
Yeah, sorry. We actually have a lot of, so when people come on our platform for their professional growth, we have programs in upskilling, we have programs in job guarantee, we have programs in, so we have high ticket size programs at an about $1,000 ticket size, which they are buying from us. And so in banking and finance, we have programs with Kotak, Union, Motilal Oswal. In upskilling, we have programs with IIT Guwahati and IT Patna in certifications. Currently, we are at a $3 million ARR. So we have grown like that in the last 2.5 years. We have done seed round, we have done pre-series round, are backed by marquee investors like Ivy Cap Ventures, Iceland Venture Studios, Kunal Shah, Anant Maheshwari from Microsoft India, Nikhil Vora from 6 Sense. So we have got good set of mentors and investors backing us, and we have got good set of users who are taking these programs from us for their upskilling, for their professional growth needs.
And what is like, if you can give out number of people who have graduated from this upskilling program?
Yeah. So upskilling was kind of recent, but like say in last 8 to 10 months, we have close to 1,000 people who have got placed through us in banking and finance, in the non-tech, mainly in the non-tech domains, close to 1,000 of them. Overall, more than 5,000 paid users, some of them just watching the video bots, booking one-on-one consultations, some of them like close to 2,500 of them for low ticket size, and roughly other 2,500 of them for high ticket size programs with us. Yeah. Last year, we did close to 14 crores in terms of revenue. This year, we are on our track to doing 24 crores.
Jatin, how do you track the success ratio? As in, how many people have been placed, how many have not been placed? Is there any customer feedback?
It is a funnel. Absolutely, Rohit. So it is a funnel. Earlier, of course, we were doing this program where we were enrolling anyone and then kind of putting them in the placement pool and like putting them in front of companies. But now we have kind of turned the funnel very separately. There's a screening process. If someone gets selected for this PG certification in banking and finance with Kotak, only then they get enrolled into that program. And then they pay for that program. And if they don't get selected for that, they actually take the upskilling program where we put them through the interview after their upskilling is over. And then there is job skilling where you get recommended experts, pack of consultation, a lot of these things which you consume within the app. So you get to watch a lot of content, you get to talk to a lot of experts, you get to get the guidance, you get to get the referral from these experts. So that's
and
how
do experts get paid as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So they don't get paid for making the content. Content is something they do for fame, social purpose, or just making a trailer out of themselves. But then they get like they can set their own fees on the platform. And whenever someone like say in a 60,000 rupees program, say they have 5,000 rupees credits, and when they book calls with, say I book a call with Jatin, and Jatin has set some fees, that amount gets deducted from my credit. And the platform keeps 30% and 70% gets passed to the experts.
Got it. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, jury. Thank you, Jatin. We are done with our time for the Q&A session. We will be moving on to our next entrepreneur for today, Code Design. Manjunath, can you please share your screen?
Yeah, hi. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes. Would you like to do it as a full screen, or if this is
Yeah, I'll just this is comfortable. We'll just start with this. Okay.
All
yeah.
right.
So
over to you. Time starts now.
My name is Manjunath, and I'm a founder at Code Design. So what we do is Code Design helps businesses build and deploy web apps. Okay, and without writing any sort of code. So I could just give a brief of what we do, but before I get started, I think I should show a quick demo of how our product works. So this is what we usually show our customers, like the businesses that onboard or come to our product. Okay, so this is our builder, and on the right you have templates that you can drag and drop onto a canvas. Okay, so we have right now over 200 components which you can drag and drop, and all these components which you drop into the canvas, they are like 100% editable. Like you can do any sort of editing, like whatever you can do with code, you can also do it with us. So, so next, I think we're just going to drop a photo or something. Yeah, and once we are done with that, the user can deploy the project onto their own domain. For the sake of simplicity, I think we're going ahead with our own subdomain, and voila, that's it. So you have a page built using code design. Okay, so this is our product, and it's actually live and it's up and running, and it's targeted at businesses. So just head over to my pitch, and I will just give you a start of it. So code design helps, as you can see, we help build beautiful and responsive projects without writing any code. Giving an overview of the problems which we are solving, time is one of the most essential thing when you're building a web project, and you wouldn't want to waste it. And in terms of resources, when you're building a web app or a website, you need like a team of 2 designers, maybe a team of 4 developers, a team of 2 testers, and maybe a DevOps guy, etc. So like the resource needed is kind of abundant. And apart from that, like scaling up for smaller teams or bigger teams, the scaling up is kind of an issue. Like it could be one of the factors which stops them, which turns out to be an obstacle for them. So what we do is we help businesses create pages, components, or web apps 90% faster without writing this sort of code. And this 90% number we came up after like we did some sort of internal testing with one of our clients, and that's how we came up with the number. And we also proved that you could cut down the number of bench strength. Like instead of having maybe a team of 9, you could do it with a team of 2. Okay, that is one of our core strengths. And we also have the option, like at CodeDesign, you have the option of scaling the project both in cloud, and also like once you have deployed, you can also scale it with code export. Like you have both the options. We do not constrain our users. So that in terms of scaling up, we have both the options. And since businesses usually have developers, we have like developers are, even if they're not the key decision makers, they are the one building the product. So we have made it as developer friendly as possible. And just to define, or just to set us apart from our competitors, like the no-code segment can be divided into content layout, database, and developer tool. So we have like our hands tied to all these segments. Like we allow the user to create a design. We then allow the user to add a database or logic or functions, and we also let the user export the code, both the front end and the back end. That is one of our most selling features.
Thank you, Manjunath. Unfortunately, time is up. But thank you for your pitch. I will now ask the jury to join us, and I'll request you to stop screen share.
Yeah, sure.
Great. Welcome back, jury. You have your 3 minutes. Please start.
Manju, quick question. I remember you're showing Wix and others as your competition. I'm just wondering, if I were to start building an app from scratch, right? I have an idea and I want to build an app. With your platform, will it take me, let's say it takes me 10 days, with others and everything put together, what is the time shrinkage that you're actually promising?
Like if you're comparing to conventional code, the time saved would be like a big amount. Like if it takes you 10 days to build it, with us, you could do it in like maybe a few hours. If you're comparing it with Wix, they do not have the option to code export. So that is like we actually let you like export the code. So you can like host it in your own in your own premises. So you could do it in a matter of like building something in a matter of maybe 1 day, and you also get the code.
Any engagement metrics you can talk about on paying customers and where exactly the developers are coming from, if you can talk about that.
Yeah, sure. Earlier we focused on B2C customers, but it was hard to, we got a few customers, but it was, hard to scale up. So now we are focusing on B2B. like mostly business agencies or like developer teams. We are targeting both. So if I give you a quick case study, we onboarded a few developer teams last week, and what happens is they build their project, they assign a developer to a particular project, and they build it for their clients. Okay, so they're building it on code design and they're delivering it to their clients, either like they're hosting it or they're exporting it to code. In terms of revenue, we are just started generating early revenue at the moment, but otherwise we have onboarded about 10 customers in the last month of November.
How are you different from Builder.ai, if that is a comparison to draw with?
Yeah, sure. So what keeps us different is that in Builder.ai, like you have the option of they have a particular module which you can add, and if the module is never available, their team builds it for you. So instead, we do not have that kind of service. The user builds it for themselves. We offer one-to-one training for the user, but apart from that, we do not interfere in what they do. Also, in terms of pricing, all our code is whatever like they can self-export. They do not have that option in Builder.ai. They need the help of the Builder team to export the code or anything.
Okay.
That's it from my side.
Any more questions, Jury?
No,
One.
thank you.
We have time for one more. All right. Okay, great. Kirti? All right, great. All right, thank you, Jury. Thank you, Manjunath. We will now be moving on to our next pitch for the day, Health Trip. We'll request you to please share your screen. Danish? Hi, Danish, can you hear me? We will be having Health Trip pitch now. Danish, are you here? All right. Please be patient with us. We're just figuring out if there's some sort of a tech problem. I think Health Trip has dropped. They must be having some connectivity issue. I'll just request my team to check up on them really quickly. All right. In the meantime, I think there must be some connection issue. And while we're fixing that, we will like to go to our next pitch for the day. And that would be Acumen AI.
Hi, I'll be sharing the screen.
Yes. Hi. Can you please? Yes. And also, can we spotlight? Hi, Akivan. All right.
Hi.
So we're going to start with your pitch, and your 3 minutes start now.
Hi, welcome to Acumen Artificial Intelligence. Here we develop products for the differently abled people using technologies like AI, ML, 3D printing, 3D scanning, etc., so that they are not left behind. The main inspiration comes from my uncle who was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa. It is a genetic illness, and by the age of 45 years, he became completely blind. So when we went into the market to find a device which will help him read, most of the devices were imported from countries like Israel, Germany, etc., and it costs up to the tune of 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs rupees. So it was not affordable for the common man. So we came up with a device which costs around 1/10 of the market price, and at the same time has support for local languages like Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, etc. So this is the device which we can see right now. It's a wearable device, and when the user puts it on, then he'll be able to read the text in front of it. Not only that, he'll be able to do many other functions like currency detection, facial recognition, etc. The existing solutions, as I said, are most of them are very costly and it works only with internet connections. And the target market for us, India has around 12 million population of visual impaired, which is 1/3 of the total population in the world. And we are targeting the visually impaired who are in the age gap of 15 to 60 years, who are technologically literate. And we will be able to reach out to all these visually impaired people through partnership with government agencies, CSR collaborations, and partnership with philanthropic organizations. And I'm Thia Makuan, and my other team members are Dr. Niyombam, Regan, James, and Chandbir. So I'd like to end on a note saying, I'd like to invite you to be a part of this journey where we use technology to the right use and where we make impactful solutions to empower the visually impaired so that they can perform functions just like you and me. Now I'd like to share a video.
Welcome to the world of Insight. It is a device for the visually impaired. It helps the user by reading out the texts in front of them. It also has other features like color detection, currency detection, and facial recognition.
I think you have to stop share and reshare because we cannot see your video.
Oh, okay.
All right, we have just a few seconds, so please go ahead.
Welcome to the world of Insight. It is a device for the visually impaired. It helps the user by reading out the texts in front of them. It also has other features like color detection, currency detection, and facial recognition. Our device has been constantly improving with feedbacks from the end users. It has a point and read feature, where the device reads out the pointed texts. It also helps the user by saying out the objects in front of him.
Thank you. We'll ask you to pause, Acuven.
To be independent and accomplish tasks.
We are done with time. There was a little of a tech thing, but thanks so much for your pitch. I will now request you to stop screen sharing and ask the jury to join us. Hi, jury. Welcome back. Over to you.
Hi. So the first question will go from my side. So as you would know, health is a state subject in India. Have you made any inroads with any of the state governments, etc., to deploy this particular solution statewide?
Yes, sir. We are now in the prototyping stage, and we have approached the Telangana government as well as the Manipur government as well. So they are enthusiastic about the product, and they as soon as our device gets ready, they are ready to deploy it as in one of the schemes.
Okay, so what phase is your device in? Is it market ready yet or not ready yet?
It is not market ready yet. We have prototypes, like this is the first prototype which we had built, and this is the second prototype. So because it's a medical device company, it will take around 8 months for ISO 13485 certification. But once it is done, I think we should be ready to enter into the market.
Got it. And what's the how much are you going to charge for the device? What is the revenue model going to be for you?
Yes, sir. For the device will be priced around 30,000 rupees, compared to like Orcam charging around 5 lakh rupees of their device, and we'll be using this thing app subscription model as well, so that they'll just be able to subscribe to the service and pay around 500 rupees every year.
Okay, thank you.
What's your cost of putting together the device? If you want to sell it at 30,000, what's it costing you?
So we are having around, we will be having around, right now it's not ready yet, but based on our calculation of the unit economics, we're getting at around 30% profit on that. which will help us sustain, like the company.
And I'm assuming you're putting together technology blocks from different people and bundling it together in the solution. So how dependent will you be on technology that someone else has developed for your solution to actually work?
Sir, because most of the models which we use here, unlike our competitors who use API models and who require cloud connect, we have our own models which will be residing here. So it will work even without internet. And as about the so our models will be deployed here itself. So it will not be requiring internet connections. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Any kind of validation from universities or anywhere else where you have got it accredited?
Yes, sir, we are doing the validation with NIT Manipur here, NIT, so that technologically it is validated before we are going with the certifications. We are making it technologically validated as well.
And what's the shelf life of the product, like for the 30,000 device?
Sorry, sir?
Shelf life. What is the shelf life?
We are thinking it should last around 5 years with the technology as well. And there will be constant firmware updates, which will be available once the user buys it.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, jury. Thank you, Akuvan. Your time is up. We will now be having our next pitch for the day, and that will be Health Trip. Danish, can you hear us?
Yeah, hi, I can hear you.
Hi, Danish. We can see you. Great. Can you share your screen?
Yes,
And
I'm sharing.
could you please put this as a full screen?
Yeah, sorry, it's different slide. Yeah, can you see my screen now?
Yes. And your time for 3 minutes pitch starts now.
Hi guys, welcome to Health Trip, where we are building a platform which enables users to discover and book the best health solutions across the world. I've been an entrepreneur for the last 18 years, built and sold two e-commerce companies to Flipkart and Paytm. I was a vice president at Paytm before I moved out to start Health Trip. My first venture, Yebi.com, raised about $40 million. We did about $100 million of business. So I've seen scale and I've seen a large cross-border business and handle large scales. Medical tourism is an $80 billion industry where people are traveling for medical, cosmetic, wellness treatments across the world. 15 million people travel either for quality or price. And within Asia, it's a $25 billion space. People are coming to Turkey, India, Thailand, Turkey, UAE, Korea. So India is a $6 billion industry. Turkey is $9 billion, and Middle East and other countries are scaling up to attract much more medical travel tourists across the world. But this is a very disorganized space. 90% of the patients are coming through small, 150,000 small agents, travel agents, small, touts, etc., who are getting all these patients from across the world, and which creates a very unstructured experience for the patient. We are trying to create the world's largest medical travel platform, giving patients thousands of hospitals to choose from across various destinations, Middle East, Southeast Asia, India, Turkey, etc. And we have tied up with 300 plus hospitals. Currently, the patient, if they want to go to a hospital, they have to go through these small agents that are, individually working with one or two hospitals. So the patient gets very little choice, and they get a very cluttered, unbranded, unreliable experience. While through Health Trip, they get one-stop solution that is offering them thousands of hospitals. Some of these hospitals are exclusively working with us. Besides giving them the choice of hospitals to choose from the best treatment, we enable them to do teleconsults, flights, hotels, translators, end-to-end, service. We've generated about $16.5 million in business so far, with $4 million of our own revenue. More than 4,500 surgeries, 35,000 patients from across the world, about 38 countries. We've grown about 10x in the last 5 quarters. As you can see, we've grown from $200,000 a quarter to about $2 million a quarter, serving about 700 patients per quarter. And now we are even contribution positive and scaling up to reach profitability very soon. This is the revenue matrix. We make about 30% from the hospitals. And then on the other revenue slides, we make a total of about $2,000 per patient from accommodation, flight, teleconsults, medicine, etc. And there are opportunities to further scale it to about $3,000 per patient. These are some of the patients that we have served. We work very closely with the Indian health government. This is the Indian health minister. We are developing the Heal in India portal, which Prime Minister Modi will be launching on 25th of Feb. That has been entirely developed by us. And we are scaling up to become the world's largest. We're already Asia's largest. We are scaling up to become the world's largest healthcare travel platform. Scaling up from 250 to 300 patients a month today to about 1,000 patients per month next year, and about 10,000 patients per month in year 5. That will take us to about $100 million in profits and $700 million of top line.
Thank you. Thank you, Danish. Your time is up.
Thank you.
So I'll request you to please stop screen share.
Sure.
And we have our jury join us. Great. Welcome, jury. Over to you.
Danish, thanks. So I imagine the acquisition cost for you must be pretty high. How do you acquire customers?
We acquire customers through channel partners like charities, travel agents, insurance companies, and through also digital marketing. So our actual average cost is about $550 to $600 per customer, but we make $1,300 from the hospital upfront. So we are immediately profitable on each transaction. Plus, we make additional margins on accommodation, revenue, medicine, flights, etc. So enough profitability, from the first stage to the last stage.
So you've gone full horizontal in that way. So basically, once the patient comes into India, everything is going to be taken care of by you.
From before, so even starting with the teleconsults, getting them estimates from the patient, hospitals, flights, hotels, full stack.
Got it. Understood.
Interesting.
We're working with hospitals in India, UAE, Turkey, Saudi Arabia also, and Thailand.
Okay. Are you also connecting with the insurance folks in between and helping these guys get into that?
Especially in GCC countries, a lot of insurance companies cover for medical treatments abroad in GCC. So Saudi insurance companies, Omani, UAE insurance companies cover for patients if they want to travel abroad for medical treatments like India, Turkey, Thailand, etc. So we are working with insurance companies as well.
Correct. And do you also play any role in guaranteeing your customers that they are being provided or they will be provided quality healthcare at the end of the day?
No, we don't guarantee. We rate the doctors, and there are a lot of patient reviews and ratings available there. These doctors are working at JCI certified hospitals, and usually hospitals with 300, 500,000 beds as well. So the patients are vetting those doctors themselves. We put in front of those patients a variety of doctors with all the information, and then they can choose the doctors that they seem best for them. And these are rated by our patients, and doctors are rating each other.
Okay, thanks.
Danish, don't you think you have scaled too much when you are a small company across so many countries?
No, we are only focusing as destinations India and Thailand mostly. So 99% of our business is in India and Thailand only, where patients are going to these destinations, and most of our business is coming from Oman and Middle East countries. So Oman and GCC plus Bangladesh.
Got it.
So we are restricting our scale to India and Thailand as destinations. But if it's from here you can manage hospitals anywhere. So our entire team is in India.
Got it.
Quickly butting in, Danish, I think this will be the last question. What's your end game here? What are you trying to achieve? And will you still be around 10 years down the road, or you do
10 years down the line? I believe if we are around, and we are lucky to be around, and I hope we are around, we will be a 5G enabled telesurgery and a very large cross-border insurance company.
Interesting. Okay, thanks.
My pleasure.
Great. Thank you. Thanks, jury. Thanks, Danish. And we will be moving on to the next pitch for today. That will be Assiduous. Mohit, if we can have you share your screen.
Yeah, sure. Screen's visible?
Great. Yes. And please start now.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here on behalf of Assidus Global. I'm the co-founder and chief operating officer at Assidus Global. We are essentially a cross-border e-commerce company, which is enabling and accelerating the brands to go cross-border into their e-commerce business only, and helping them solve the problems that a brand would normally face when they want to go from one country to the other, when they want to sell their products in the multiple geographies. So, we have a platform, we have teams on different departments, and that's how our product is structured. We are essentially a tech-enabled company, but having everything on ground. We have warehousing, we have supply chain, we have operations, we have advertisements. So we are a full stack. When a brand wants to essentially get into a different country and start selling onto e-commerce platforms, it can be a website, it can be a marketplace. The brands can decide between that. So just to give a glance of the financial aspects that we have, you have the numbers here in terms of transaction values, ARR, the marketplaces that we manage, the number of clients that we have, the data sets that we store with us, and other information that is there. This is the team structure that we have. This is the leadership team that you're looking at on your screen right now. Essentially the pillars that have been divided into running different departments of the business and operating their specific departments at Asidus. And this is the set of challenges that we are essentially solving for the brands that are there in the market today. So, the brands want to go global, they want to get into multiple countries, but they're unable to do so. And when they're unable to do so, there are multiple reasonings for that. There are policy problems, there are regulation issues, they don't have bandwidth to create an infrastructure and supply chain into another country. They don't understand the marketplace policies or the website fulfillments and how to market a product. Is the product fit for the market, so on and so forth. So, here's a brief of the challenges that a brand would normally have when they want to go cross-border, and we are essentially solving all of them for a brand. So when a brand comes to us, they have to just give the products to us, and after that they will get their payments and they will get information. We have a dashboard. I'll move to the technology section. So this is the end-to-end solution that we offer in a bucket, and all of this is done through technology. And then we have some understanding of how the other players in the local market and international markets are, and what are the offerings that they have against the offerings that we have, essentially. So to understand a comparison between what they do and what we do, and how much is the big difference between them. So there are players who are only doing a specific piece of the business, but not all of it. But when you look at this, we are doing everything. There's a checkbox on every possible aspect that is available. And then so this is the list of the brands and some marketplaces that we work with. And this is the technology that we're talking about.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mohit. Your time is up. Thank you for your pitch. I'll request the jury to join us now for the Q&A session. Jury, over to you.
Which markets you are catering to right now, like majorly for cross-border?
So we are into the GCC region. We are in GCC, UAE, KSA, Egypt. That are the three countries that we cater to. We are into US and Canada. We are into UK and all of the Europe. And we have recently started our operations into Singapore. And we are focusing on expanding more into the Southeast Asia market and have deeper penetration. We've started off with Singapore and we'll make our penetration deeper to the rest of the countries in that region.
But which is your core focus market? Like say after 2 years, where you think your sizable number of merchants will be going to that market?
I think it has always been US since we started. And in the future also, we look at US to be the largest share of business, and second would be Europe after that.
Got it. I'll pause here.
Thank you. Any preference to any particular category of products?
Yes. So we only work with consumables, health, personal care, beauty, home and kitchen, and electronics. That's the only categories. We do not do anything that is high return ratio categories. That's the reason our financials are so good. And, it's an efficient business model for the brands to do that. Cross-border trade is very tricky with shoes and clothes. It's high return and the styles are different. The consumer behavior is very different, but with the consumables, it's a lot better. And the margins and shelf life is also a lot decent that way.
Sure. Do you also help your customers with logistics, or is that something that they have taken?
We have a platform called as Ship with Asidus, where a brand can enroll themselves. When they become a part of the Asidus family, they get a login ID and password where they can choose to ship between air shipment or sea shipment. And there will be comparative rates. We offer a normal of 60% off than market rates because of the negotiated volumes that we do with this company. So they can choose between an Aramax, UPS, or they can choose to go by a container with Maersk.
Okay. Thanks.
Mohit, would you describe yourself as a logistics company?
Not really, Rohit, because we are doing everything end to end. We are just not doing logistics. We are doing local fulfillment, local warehousing. We are also giving them local marketing support. This is the understanding of the market. We are building their advertisements as well. So it's not just one. So the brand essentially just have to give the products to us. After that, enjoy the benefits of scaling the business, and they have live visibility.
Can you tell me about a success story about one of the brands that you have helped scale up?
Yes. So I can take up an example of a large FMCG brand that we started working with 2.5 years back. Today, the brand was only in India. Today, the brand is available in 5 different countries, and their revenue in India was zero when they started off. Only on e-commerce that I'm talking about. They were a strong retail brand. Today, combining all the 5 countries that they do $25 million of revenue.
Incredible. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Any last question, Jury? Or I think the time is up. All right.
Can you talk about the scale? Like, what is the scale right now?
We are at over 250 million GMV as of today.
Revenue.
Yeah, that's so. Our revenue is so we look at the GMV as a revenue, and then we look at 2 different factors in terms of earning. So when we buy the product, it is transaction value is 250 million, and the net revenue is around 25 million for us after we pay the cost of the product and stuff like that.
Great. All right, wonderful. Thank you. Thanks, Mohit. Thank you, Jury. We'll be moving on to our next pitch for today, and that will be dial 4242. Jeetu? Hi, Jeetu.
Hi,
Please screen.
can you all,
Yes, we are just waiting for it.
can you all see the screen?
Yes, the screen is ready, and now over to you for your pitch.
Hi everyone, this is Jeetu Lalwani here. I'm the co-founder of Dial 4242 Ambulance Services. So what is Dial 4242? In simple words, we are Uber for ambulances. That is what we are building. Today we have more than 12,000 plus ambulances in 550 plus cities, and this is on a tech-based platform. Now everybody asks, why did I start this service? I started this service because my dad, when he was in his last stage, he wanted ambulances on a regular note. In fact, the day he got a heart attack, the ambulance, instead of reaching my home, did not reach my home at time. Okay, and he could not survive, and that was the breaking point for me, and that's where we started Dial 4242. Our vision is to make ambulance available to each and every Indian under ₹100 and under 10 minutes. Today we have a guarantee of grocery. We want to make a guarantee of ambulances. That is what we are working upon. A lot of people ask you, what is the problem statement here? Approximately 25,000 people die here, and 85% of the market is unorganized. So that's the kind of, and overall it is a $15 billion market. So that is a kind of business which is there to make an impact and also bring about a positive change. So right now, what are we doing? Primarily right now, we have been on an aggregation model. And because of that, we are asset light. And that's the reason we are present in more than 550 plus cities. And we have been signed by almost 2 million plus members right overall. Okay. We have been signed by the entire Tata group of companies. We have been signed by insurance companies also. These are major source of revenues: corporate and retail memberships, standby ambulances, trips. We have also developed an ATC model, which is a SaaS-based platform, via which we are partnering with hospitals. Okay, and we are also partnering with hospitals and insurance companies. These are 4 major technology apps that we have developed for our ambulance partners. This is our core team. We have more than 25 plus of years of experience into this. Okay. In terms of today, we have been signed by the major players like Zomato, Swiggy, Zepto, okay, where we are supporting their driver partners in cases of accident. We are the only ambulance partner in country which has been signed by insurance company. Okay, multiple insurance companies have signed us on board. Okay, we have 5 lakhs plus paid members currently on board. These are all paid members. Okay, that's where it is. Our project with Tata AG Insurance Company has already gone live. What are the future things that we are working upon? We are working on V2X technology, which will give signal notification to the saying that there is an ambulance coming and make way for it. We are building the smallest ICU ambulance, smaller than auto rickshaw, so that it can move in very faster in high traffic driven areas. We are already using 5G technology. to do patient data transmission, and we're tying up with car manufacturers, smartwatches, so that if anything goes wrong for the passengers within that, they can get it. Okay, that is what we're doing, and we've already partnered with insurance company for cashless and paper transaction.
Great. Thank you. Thank you,
We were,
Jitu. Your time is up. Thank you for your pitch. I'll request you to stop screen share and the jury will join us for the Q&A session.
Sure.
Great. We're waiting for Kirti. Wonderful. Over to you, jury.
Jitu, congratulations on what you're doing. Two quick questions.
Thank you, sir.
One, the partners that you've just shown, how are they coming on board? Is it a one-time fee? Is it a yearly subscription? How are you guys charging them? What's your revenue model like on that end? That's one question. The second question, the list of innovations that you had showcased that you want to attempt. I'm just wondering, do you currently have the wherewithal to invest in all of that R&D? At least the top two items would require significant R&D investment. How do you plan to go about doing that?
So let me take the first question. We take a membership on a yearly based subscription. Okay, that is what we do. India is a billion population market. Even if I look at the people who have just taken Mediclaim, there are 25 crore people. So even if I look at that market, that's a huge thing. So we are looking at a yearly subscription. We have already signed up with 2 insurance companies. We're in talks with multiple other insurance companies. Okay, and what we are saying that we will make ambulances free in this. Okay, and this is a win-win situation for the insurance company also, because they save a lot of cost on illegal practices. Okay, people use fake bills to get subscription, okay, or get money. So that is one thing. Coming to your second question, sir, the first two technology, the V2X technology, we are partnering with a Japanese company, and we are winner of the Maharashtra State Innovation last year. Okay, so we are partnering with the Maharashtra government and this Japanese company. They already have the technology. Now we are doing a prototype and building this in Maharashtra as a state and showcasing how the impact can be. Once that happens, we will take it forward. The second thing, which is the smallest ambulances, again, we are partnering with a German company, which we have already started building a prototype, and we have got we are already in in an advanced stage to get that prototype ready in the next 6 months. Okay, it will be available in the market in next 6 months. And that, and just for you to understand, sir, the cost of that ICU ambulance will be 10 lakh rupees. Today, the cost of an ICU ambulance is 25 lakhs rupees. Okay, so that is how it will be a difference. And it is a EV based vehicle. That is what we are doing.
Thanks.
Thanks, Shidu. What all states or cities are you active in, and where all are you planning to make inroads in the next 6 months?
So we are present in 550 cities right now. Okay, because we've already signed up with insurance companies, and I'm sure you understand insurance company needs support across multiple cities. Okay, that's where it is. In fact, the target for the next 2 years is to be there in 1500 plus locations across India.
Okay, thank you.
And on the revenue model which we discussed right now, so you earn on per ride, or how is it?
So our primary revenue model is B2B2C model. We go to corporates and say that you pay a subscription fee based on the volume of employees that you have. Okay, and we will make ambulance available to them at discounted or free rate. So that is where it is. Okay, we do have a trip revenue, but we primarily focus on membership model because it is, to be honest, 100% profitable. Okay, all the money that I get from membership is 100% profit. Besides the trips that we do, okay, we make margins on that also. So trips helps me increase my revenues and drive margins, but membership gives me 100% profit. Today I'm giving at 99 rupees. I can even go at 49 rupees, looking at the Indian population, and usually be in profitable.
Great. Wonderful. Thank you so much, jury. Thank you so much, Jitu. We will be moving to our next.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Jitu. We'll be moving to the next pitch for today. I'll request Agri Vijay to join us. Hi, Vimal.
Yeah, hi, Ashitma.
Great, good to have you. Can you please share your screen?
Thank you. Yes, I'm sharing the screen. Is it visible?
It's just loading. Would you like to make it as a full screen?
No, I'll go with this.
All right. Okay, Vimal, then your 3-minute time starts now.
Good evening, everyone. We are Agri Vijay, empowering farmers for tomorrow with renewable energy to fight climate change. So basically, we are solving the problem in a way that we understand the energy needs of the farmers, coupling it with the waste availability at their end, which is animal food and agri, and recommending the solution which is into renewable energy, which can be a solar, biogas, or green energy. We just not recommend, we sell, we deploy, we also bring financing, making these products affordable, aligned with UN SDG goals. So right now we are doing it in the offline mode in the last 2 years of our existence, and we will be doing it in with the usage of AI-enabled mobile app in the future. So if you talk about the omni-channel touch points, we are interacting with the farmers are mostly offline stores we have, where we call them as renewable energy stores, along with call center, field sales team interacting with the farmers and rural households. We are also a climate action social enterprise, because we, by empowering farmers with renewable energy, we are also abating GHG CO2 emission to fight against the climate change. If you talk about the product range, we have 100 plus 200 plus products from 35 plus partners, and we are trying to make these products available in terms of knowledge, in terms of education for the farmers, along with availability on ground, because most of the manufacturers are focused on one technology and mostly limited to urban or semi-urban areas. Our value proposition is mainly making a single platform of renewable energy products. So we are the first marketplace of renewable energy products in India for farmers and rural households, giving end-to-end solution provider, right from recommendations, selling, financing assistance, long-term warranty, and free insurance against theft and natural damage, making farmers more switchable to the renewable energy products and rural households. So if you talk about the products range, we have flagship products such as solar water pumps, solar inverter, biogas digesters, electric tractors, electric tillers, solar cold storages, solar dryers. We have recently added drones as well as electric chargers, moving towards the electric mobility space, since we have electric tractors and electric tillers as well. So as I said, we have renewable energy store business model, which is an offline business model. So any rural retailer can associate with us, become a renewable energy store owner, educate farmers about these products, make these products available, accessible, along with diversifying his business portfolio, increasing his profit margin. We are an all-round benefit company. We are helping farmers increasing their savings from 3,000 rupees to 30,000 rupees, replacing firewood, LPG, and reducing electricity cost or diesel cost from the diesel gen sets. We are also helping society to mitigate climate change by abating GHG CO2 emissions, also helping companies, startups reaching the last mile consumer with our renewable energy store business model. So we are backed and supported by the startup ecosystem coming in from the government of India, Niti Aayog startup, as well as other investors coming on board, such as Indigram Labs, AAC, JKLU as incubators and investors. We are recognized by WWF India, UNCDF, FICCI, and Invest India. Yeah, these are the partners.
Thank you. Thanks, Vimal. Thank you for your pitch. Time is up. Please stop sharing your screen, and we'll have our jury join us for the Q&A session. All right, just waiting. Lovely. Over to you, jury.
Hi, Vimal. You're doing so many things. How would you describe yourself in a sentence as to what exactly do you do?
So in case we are a curated marketplace rather than, called as a typical marketplace, because we just not listing the product and selling it, because we hear the problem statement by the farmers, we understand the energy needs, and in case there are waste available at their end, we couple it with the solution, which can be a biogas, can be a solar or green energy electric, and we just not deliver it, we install it and give after sales service, which is missing in the segment despite the 2 decades these products have been in the ecosystem.
Got it. And so basically the product mix is going to be different in different regions, I believe.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
How do you win customers? How do you bring customers on board?
So there are 3 things we are doing right now, because education and awareness is very important in this sector. Farm is not aware how a solar technology works. or a biogas works or a green energy works. So we are making these products in the form of demo sites available through renewable energy stores, as well as we have dedicated call centers in different languages. So right now we are operating in Maharashtra, Rajasthan, and Telangana. So we have Marathi, Telugu, Hindi call centers along with field sales team to interact with the farmers, along with the renewable energy store owners to hear them out, recommend, sell, and install.
So how big is your organization today and how fast have you had to scale up in terms of just numbers in the organization, number of people?
So we were born amid COVID. It's been 2 years. We have generated 1 crore of revenue. We are a small team of 13 members. We have raised funding from 3 investors as of now, and we are looking to raise further funds from VC to expand and scale our team, mainly the qualified workforce, which is required to help us grow and scale at multi-level.
Thank you.
And we have 70 plus renewable energy stores as well, which have come in 2 years.
Thanks.
So, any regions you have focused on, like say West India, North India, South India? Which regions
Yes.
have you?
So during COVID, we started our journey from Maharashtra, Rajasthan. Now we are entering Gujarat and Telangana because their dairy vegetable farmers are more, and vegetable farmers suffer most from post-harvest losses, and dairy farmers have animal waste. So we are focusing these regions to enter now, further scaling and replicating the business model.
Okay. And 70 stores you referred, correct? How has
Yes.
that growth for a couple of, like
So-
if you can year over year?
So 40 stores are in Maharashtra, 30 are in Rajasthan. We started our journey in December 2020 commercially. So we got 11 stores in first year. Then we touched 50 stores in second year. Now we will be targeting touching 100 stores this financial year to close the financial year in a good report.
And Vimal, what is the model like? Is it company-owned, company-operated store, franchisee-operated? How exactly is it for you?
It's completely asset-light model. Basically, the franchisee pay us non-refundable deposit fee with a minimal of 25 to 40,000. They become the renewable energy store owners. Their only job is to recommend, educate, and sell, while our job is to deliver, install, and give after-sales service along with the marketing stuff support we provide.
Great. Lovely. Thank you, Jury. Thank you, Vimal.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks. And we'll be moving on to our next pitch for the day. I'd like to introduce CodeMate.
Hi everyone, am I audible? I'll
Hi.
just share
Hi,
my
Ayush.
screen.
Yes.
I hope my screen is visible.
It's just loading.
Yep.
We're still waiting for it to be. Yes.
Uh,
We can see your screen and your presentation. Your time starts now.
okay, good evening everyone. I am Ayush Singhal, founder and CEO of CodeMate. So in simpler terms, what CodeMate is, we market ourselves as Grammarly for programmers, since we are on a mission to make programming super easy and fun, same as Grammarly has done for English writing. So coming on to, let's imagine a first year student or a high schooler who is just introduced to programming. Isn't it like as soon as they're introduced to programming and they write a couple of lines of code and just compile it, just 2 lines of code, and they get 20 lines of error. So isn't it too overwhelming for a 19-year-old kid? And like in this ways, they require guide like 24/7 who mentors them and tells them and makes their path easier. And since that it's not possible for a manual support like 24/7, we provide them the solution of CodeMate. So these are the challenges which student developers majorly face. Lack of hands-on training, since majorly in India, we don't have a culture of hackathons and more of hands-on programming. A lot of developers like spend a lot of time like in debugging part initially, and this is the phase where they lose interest and they feel like programming is not their cup of tea, and they eventually think they don't think programming as the career choice, and they move on to marketing and other domains. So we bring up CodeMate, which is a real-time AI assistant that helps in every programming related problem, be it generating code snippets, explaining the code in simple English statements, debugging the code, like auto-correcting them, suggesting them the best practices they should follow, and helping them in optimizing the code, thereby making the best developers out of them. So we recently launched a pilot version in which we have 5 major features: bug fixing. We help them in debugging the part and helping them fix the bugs, explaining the code, which explains the code in simple English statements. Docstring writer, since many developers face this issue in generating proper documentation, they can do so by our tool and ask question, generating code from the English statement and language translator. So this is $100 billion plus market which we are catering upon. And if we talk about only the current developers, they are more than 100 million. And if we only convert 1 million of them, we can generate a revenue of 50 million plus. So coming on to the business model, we have 2 revenue streams based on B2B2C. We collaborate with universities and as well as companies which provide software training. We also recently closed our first collaboration with JP Groups. So we have 4 universities and JP Groups. So we have 2,000 paying customers already before our launch of the product. And we were recently recognized by Google for Startups. We recently won the 3rd prize in Global Student Entrepreneur Awards, a regional finals in Jaipur. We were recognized by other communities as well. So these are the existing startups. They're already doing, but they are not just focusing on code completion. They are no such actual direct competitor for our product. And how we are different, we understand the Indian market, how the Indian education policy works, and we market ourselves in this market specifically. And we specifically work on making better developers, focusing on their pain points and helping them in bug fixing. So this is the final outcome.
Thanks, Ayush. Thank you. Thanks for your pitch. Please stop screen share, and our jury is joining us for the Q&A session.
Yeah.
Jury, over to you.
Ayush, B2C work for you. So B2B is the only way forward for you. So what are your thoughts on that?
Sorry, I didn't get your, I lost you in the beginning.
Yes, I'm saying that B2C as a revenue model may not be kind of a favorable way to scale up. So what are your thoughts on that? Are you planning to go B2C route, or will you continue the B2B route?
Yeah, so we analyze this problem, and we figure it out is B2C can work in Western countries because they're developers feel value for the time, and if any tool is helping them save their time, they're ready to pay $8, $10 subscription per month for it. For India, we are focusing on B2B. We are collaborating with universities and software companies which provide trainings to their developers.
Anyone with say edtech companies or anywhere else are you partnering with? Say White Hat Junior.
We recently launched a pilot version. So we are in process of collaborating with more companies as well as organization. We 3 days back only we closed our first partner with JP Groups, in which we are having our tool integrated in 4 JP universities.
Ayush, you mentioned 100 million coders, 1% conversion, so 1 million paying customers. And then $50 million revenue, right?
Yeah.
In a year. Okay. So how does it work? Most of the coders will be from India who will be on freemium model, if I'm not wrong.
No, as I mentioned, if the coders are from India, so we are on a B2B2C model. So they are from the universities we have collaborated. Like I mentioned, we recently have 4 universities on it. So there are 2,000 developers, paying developers. So they are having the paying subscription for our tool.
How much are universities paying?
We are currently negotiating upon that term. So one university, it depends upon university to university how how much they actually charge for as the college fees as well. So in JP we closed with 40 lakhs for one particular university. It has an average of 5,000 students.
5,000, so 40 lakhs. Okay. Thank you.
Ayush, a quick comment and a question attached to that. If your tool is going to keep correcting the code that one is writing, I don't know how someone will learn coding. That's a comment aside. I'm more interested in trying to understand from you no code platforms and code generators. All of these things are potentially competition for you eventually, correct? They don't expect the person to code at all. So how are you going to handle that? Because students are obviously moving towards that, and corporations too.
Yeah, like as you mentioned, like no code tools, like everyone is like focusing on the no code work, but they are not actually like focusing on making the better developers. Like no code can actually help you like in doing the work quickly, but eventually you have to, like if you're like building a software product, you want a good developers. So like we are making developers, like good developers. And like also like we are giving them the suggestions how they can improve their code. So we are not actually like getting their work done. We are helping them in the process to learn. So and as you mentioned, like they are indirect competitors because they are in the similar space, AI code generation, but don't have any direct competitor which is actually like helping the developers in this. They are only just getting the work done.
Great. Thank you, Jury. Thank you, Ayush. We will be now moving on to the next pitch for today, and that will be O2 Himalaya.
Hello.
Do we have O2 Himalaya here with us?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Hear me?
Hi, Nitin.
Hi, this is Mandira here.
Oh, hi, Mandira. Good to see you. Good to have you. Can you share your screen with your pitch deck?
Yes, just 1 second.
Sure.
Okay. Let it go.
You need any help?
Yeah, I'm not being able to locate the.
Um.
1 second. Is this the one? Where am I connected?
Mandira, go to your Zoom window and click on share screen.
Yeah, just 1 second.
Can you find your pitch on your computer?
Okay. Yeah, I did. Just hold on.
Sure.
Okay, share screen.
Share screen, yes. All right. And would you like to remove your sidebar?
Yeah, is that all right?
Yes. All right, Mandira, over to you for your 3-minute pitch.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Mandira Chetri, and I'm from O2 Himalaya. We are a portable oxygen canister company. And I would like to introduce you first as to why we started this and, why we got along with this. Actually, there's a problem, a major problem. Oxygen is one of the most required element in the world, but then the presence of it can only be found, of course, you'd say in a hospital, and we always have it in our air. But then we found a major problem, as in if someone really requires it, where do they get it from? And if you look at this, second. All right. So the question came about was, is the lack of oxygen a really big issue? And we felt, yes, it was, because me being from Sikkim, we know the number of tourists that come into our state and in the mountain state of Sikkim. And if you look at Char Dham Yatra, there were almost 70 pilgrims who died due to altitude sickness. And the Disaster Management Authority of Leh Ladakh and also the Transport Department of Sikkim has issued an advisory due to the rising number of deaths of tourists due to the lack of oxygen at high altitude. And also, according to Forbes India, COPD is one of the largest killers in the world. And in India alone, it's the second largest after heart-related diseases. So we felt that, yes, we have a major need for oxygen to be portable and available to everyone on the go. So we have O2 Himalaya, it's portable oxygen in a can. It is 99% pure, it is lightweight, it is portable, it is accessible and affordable. So coming to the thing is our target market. We've, of course, we're targeting high altitude travel destinations. We're also targeting the entire pilgrim tourism destinations, not only in India, but also in Nepal and Bhutan, and also pollution, the areas with high pollution and where COPD is really high. So we're targeting this industry also. As far as the market size and estimate, it is expected that the global this portable oxygen canister market is 16.6 billion. And if you look at Char Dham Yatra, we have around 30 lakh tourists who visit the place every year. We have 14 lakh tourists that visit Sikkim every year. And in Jammu Kashmir, we have 1.6 crores. So in India, we have 55 million people who are living with COPD. So what is the key differentiator with us? And so the first thing is we are a single product company. We're focusing on oxygen and oxygen related usages. We are working on that for in the coming months, we're working on those also. And if you look at it, it's a very, very simple product, very easy to manufacture. But then, of course, we have a barrier of entry, which is the drug and cosmetic license. And because it comes under oxygen comes under drug and cosmetic license, so the compliances are quite strict in this regard. And then we are it's a relatively new concept in the country. And I feel that India, it has a population of almost 6 countries of the world in one place. So if we can cater to this population inside our country, we would be serving a lot of people. And we are focusing on extensive tie-ups. And extensive tie-ups in this is because a lot of awareness needs to be generated. We're directly tying up with the, excuse me?
Thank you. Thanks, Mandira. Your time is up.
Right.
Thank you for your pitch.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
we will now be moving to
Thank
the Q&A session. I will request the jury to please join us, and I'll request you to stop screen sharing.
Yeah, sure. Yes, hi.
Mandira, while the others join, quick question. Who's your competition today?
We have this company called Oxy 99, who is our competition today in India. There is this company here, and we feel that since they are producing cans, like a 6-liter cans, and from the price point, I think we beat them, and also in the size point, also we beat them in that regard. And in Sikkim and Nepal, we are the first movers in our region. And in Nepal, in the entire country also, and in Bhutan. So we are the first movers in these 3 countries. And as far as the price point of our competitor is concerned, I think we can beat them in that regard.
When you say you think you can beat them, what is the price point comparison like? What is that product selling it at?
They're selling the product for a 6-liter can around 699 rupees. We are selling a 12-liter can for around 599. So we are doing that.
Okay, thank you.
Madhura, again, a similar question to the one that I asked before. So health being a state subject, do you think that, have you made any inroads in any of the state governments, or as you mentioned, Nepal, have they included your product as a part of any package or anything of sorts?
Yes,
what is it?
Actually, our first move, because like I mentioned, a lot of awareness needs to be generated around this product, right? So our first intention was to tie up with stakeholders who are directly communicating with our clients. So for that, in that regard, we've tied up with the Motor Vehicle Association of Sikkim and also the Transport Department, and they are the ones who fly tourists to these high altitude places. So in this regard, we've also tied up with the Luxury Vehicle Association of Sikkim, and they are keeping all of our cans in their, and also in Nepal, we are also tying up with the tourism department there. And because it is already issued in the advisory, yeah.
So is your company purely going to be a B2C company, or do you also see a government becoming a buyer for your product?
We are a B2B company, like majorly B2B. B2C, because I feel that when oxygen is required, it is at the point, they require it at the point of contact. As in, if I'm going to Leh Ladakh, I would require it right there. I would not think about oxygen if I'm not in the location. So we are majorly playing B2B right now. And as far as the pollution and all of that is concerned, we are going B2C for that. So we have a website in place, and we are going B2C in that. So, but our primary focus right now is B2B.
Got it.
And any size and scale can you talk about where you are right now?
Yeah, we just started this year only. It was like May. So we started off in May. So right now we are available all across, say, Nepal. We are around in the central Thamel area that you call it. We are around 90 shops there. We are in all the high altitude places of Nepal. We've Our product is there. And in Sikkim, we are present here currently. And we'll be soon moving to the Leh Ladakh, that area next, and Himachal. That is the next approach.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jury. Thank you, Mandira.
Yes, thank
And
you.
and thank you. And we have reached that moment where we are now going for our last pitch for today, and that will be AI Vault. Sudeep. Hi,
Yes,
Sudeep.
hi.
Good to see you.
Let me
Welcome.
just share my
Yes.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Give me a moment, please. Yes.
All
I
right.
hope the screen is visible.
Yes, the screen is visible. You have 3 minutes for your pitch starting now.
Great. Hello, everyone. My name is Sudeep, and I'm the CEO for AI World Technologies. I'm here to pitch about our product, Postura, which is a gait analytics tool. Gait is nothing but the measurement of quality of your work. And this is needed by physiotherapists, neurologists for treatment of and diagnostic of any kind of locomotive disorders. So we established in 2019. Since then, we have successfully, got recognized by government of Karnataka and won recently a certificate from them. And we are also the top 10 assistive tech company in India as per Startup India ranking. So just to give you a small background on the market size, in India itself, we'll not go anywhere. There are approximately 2.2 crore people who are disabled, and of this, a majority of them are having locomotive disorder. Disability can be mental and physical also. So I'm just talking about the physical disability here. And 69% of this population actually reside in tier 2, tier 3 cities. So the problem in tier 2, tier 3 cities are the cost of these gait lab setups are very high, generally ranging from 1 crore to 6 crores. So it's very difficult for doctors to set up there. It needs a trained assistant to do the gait analysis. So we propose a solution which is completely AI powered, does not need any kind of additional assistance, does not need those additional setup costs that is there. It can be just deployed using 2 cameras instead of current 6 or 8 cameras, and it works fantastically, giving the results on par with the 6CR system setup. So just to tell you a little bit on the beneficiaries here. So the beneficiaries are physiotherapists, neurologists, as well as the lab assistant, but the end beneficiaries are people, patients who are suffering from locomotive disorders. So this is just a video to show you that how the existing methods work, which are very complicated, which needs you to do a number of times to actually do your.
I can't hear you over the volume.
So basically, the current devices are bulky. The needs and the patient to walk twice or thrice in the field, and they need some kind of marker or electronic equipment to be tied to the body. Our system does not need any of those hassles. You can just go ahead straight and get your diagnostic done in one go. The core tech can be used in multiple verticals, but right now we are only focusing on healthcare, that too on foot drop cases, which is a major problem all across the world. So here is our go-to-market strategy. We charge a small licensing fee of 2 lakhs per year, and customers can also opt for pay-per-use model. It can be deployed both in cloud as well as online. So with this, we can create additional revenue for the people. It can be additional job opportunities, increase in life quality, and much more. And we have taken this based off a sample size that is 900 patients and 750 doctors. So these are our early adopters and milestones. Right now, we are not in market, just to tell you on that. But we have 110 doctors who have registered with us for our free trial that is going to start from January.
Thank you, Sudeep.
Thank you so much.
Time is up. Thank you for your pitch. Requesting you to please stop screen sharing and have the jury join us. All right, jury, please, questions for the final pitch of the day. Over to you.
Okay. Thanks, Sudeep. I had an ACL surgery at Hosmat in Bangalore, so I do have some sense of where you're going down that road. Two quick questions. So your primary target today is working with the doctors or working with the patients or physiotherapists? Where are you? Who are you targeting today?
Doctors and physiotherapists.
Doctors and physiotherapists. Great. So the 2 lakh subscription fee that you spoke of, is the doctor paying you? Is that what you're saying? Or the physiotherapist?
Yes. Yes.
So in that case, for a center to break even, let's say, from the investment that they're making on you, how many patients do you think they should be serving?
Just to give you a clear idea, now the diagnostic cost around 5,000 per patient. So even if they reduce it, the cost to 1,000 rupees per patient, it would take them 200 patients to recover the whole cost.
Okay. Any other?
And as per our statistics, sorry.
No, please complete what you're saying.
And as per our statistics that we have, made a research and initial study, there are at least 10 to 15 visiting customers every day whom they actually use gait analysis on. So typically they do it with a recorded camera and then analyze on a software later and then give the diagnostic report. So that's how the current trend is. So they would recover this as per our in the first 3 to 4 months itself.
Okay. And how significant a problem is gait analysis for and what kind of will it also help, let's say, you enter into, let's say, sports medicine as a market, or will it also help you enter into other spaces? What other ancillary spaces can you get into?
Actually, there are a lot of scope for this. So when you go to sports, it's not just sports rehabilitation or treatment. This also can help in sports training, wherein if the player has to play a specific shot, we can determine the angle and all the positioning of the body. And when we say to animations, you see now the people have to put on a suit and then they walk on this green screen and where they have to record this footage. We also are able to cover that up. And right now, since we are a startup, we are focusing only on one vertical.
Thanks, Sudeep, for the wonderful presentation. The government is trying a lot to make India an assistive technology hub in the coming years. Now, I just want to understand, how does your product stand as compared to international counterparts?
So the major government international markets, right?
Yes.
So the major, I think, is a TSS system and also a gate system. Their devices are usually which cost from 2 to 6 years setup, and typically they comes with 2 pressure pads, which the doctors find very difficult to get a heel strike. So we are actually comparing our system to those itself, because we have a tie-up with Rainbow Tree and even with Ramaya Medical Hospital, and we are 99% close to the results.
Okay.
Great.
So you'd say you are 99% there.
Yes.
Wonderful. And on that note, we would like to thank you to the jury for the last jury session. And thank you to our entrepreneurs who have done an excellent job pitching today. We will now be going to our jury deliberation round. So I will request our jury to proceed to a separate breakout room for deliberation. And I will request all of our startups to stay while the jury deliberates, and then we'll have the results out for today's event. So if we can please have our jury go into the breakout room. All right, our jury is moving to the breakout room right now. And in our main room, we have all of our startups for today. And just really, guys, excellent job. Such incredible entrepreneurs have joined us today in EWC India National Finals. And I'll just like to say thank you to all of you for your excellent pitches and for all of the amazing work that you're doing. While we wait for our jury, we would like to tell you a bit more about EWC, and I'll request my colleague to please start the video.
Definitely a very prestigious thing to be selected for the regional finals.
Morning, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. We're very, very excited about this journey we've undertaken.
What we want with EWC is to make sure that every entrepreneur has the opportunity to unleash their idea.
Fantastic so far. It's great to meet such.
With these guys coming in, the future is bright. Future is brilliant.
Seeing young people and their constant drive to solve problems is by far the most fulfilling and refreshing part of the EWC.
From a journey of 31,000, we've come down to the final 20.
Have you ever witnessed an entrepreneurship competition with audience voting?
DGelf Life app, it's an investment game app. Vote for the competitors. Invest in startups. Choose teams.
Space 4.0 technologies, nanosatellites, new sensor capacity, cloud computing, AI, and machine learning to change the environmental monitoring paradigm.
We are a company in the field of tissue engineering and regenerative medicine, building functional human tissue grown in the lab so that it can be transplanted.
So you need skills of the future, and these startups will provide the size and scale for that.
A 5-seater on-demand air taxi, and it can travel 5 times faster than a car.
We are very specific about targeting the small machine market segment, which is untapped by these large giants.
What would be the future of your platform? You are competing with Adobe and Googles of the world here.
You're right, in a way, there is, we've done sleepless nights wondering what happens if a Facebook, Google comes up with a competing product. But what we believe is we would have built enough value to go to sort of probably be acquired rather than be destroyed.
Sarthak, their parents needed 15 lakhs for a rare operation. So they decided to come to our website. They created a fundraising page where they uploaded the pictures and medical documents, and then they used our platform to share this campaign on Facebook and WhatsApp, and they were able to mobilize 16 lakhs in just 4 days from 1,150 donors, all donations.
Created a sense of involvement not only for the people who were presenting, but also the audience who were listening. And I think that is very important for the audience to be able to relate to and to get inspired.
We're going to now be evaluating that there is more to building unicorns and great innovation, and let's see your mettle.
But more importantly, are building companies that are going to have an enormous impact on the lives of people in India and around the world.
If investment can be gamified, nothing like it, and I think EWC is doing it amazingly well.
I think the concept is very new and very interesting, and I see an adoption across the globe for this very soon.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Altmans, and thanks to the organizers, the judges, the investors at today's Entrepreneurship World Cup National Finals. A very big special thanks, however, to all of our competitors. You're not just the doers and the dreamers of our society, but you're taking the risks. You're the ones that are helping us to navigate through a period of uncertainty, addressing some of the big challenges of our day, ranging from climate change to emerging from this pandemic, and of course all of the frontier issues that are faced by our various industry verticals around the world. Gen Global, we began our journey about 15 years ago, focusing on the startup community development and on supporting the entrepreneurial support organizations that help to make your path easier. And 5 years ago, we decided to accelerate our work on the front line with you, the founders. It was marked and kicked off with Richard Branson in the opening of our first startup campus, now the largest in Africa, called 22 on Sloan in Johannesburg. And since then, we've reached more than 500,000 founders over the course of this last few years. We're very proud to say in that process it's required developing early stage investor networks around the world. We've launched grants programs and of course provided a lot of accelerator support and launched the Founders Club. We're very, very excited to be intricately with you on this journey through the Entrepreneurship World Cup. So I want to invite you to stay with us. We're in it for the long haul. Either get involved in one or more of our programs on the ground, we're in most countries, or come meet us in person. Our next live gathering, which we do every year, is called the Global Entrepreneurship Congress. The next one will be May 1 through 4 of 2023 in Melbourne, Australia. So thanks for letting me take a few seconds to wish you luck today and to thank you for all you do in not just helping develop your own future, but that of your fellow citizens and the communities around you.
Great. So this was to tell you a bit more about Entrepreneurship World Cup. And as a reminder, our winners from today's event will go to the Entrepreneurship World Cup Global Pool. So wishing you all the very best. Our jury is still deliberating. And in the meanwhile, while they are deliberating, I'll request all of our entrepreneurs today to put in their social media handles, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, into the chat so that we can tag you in our future social media posts. And I'll also request all of our entrepreneurs to continue staying on. We will be announcing our winners in a couple of minutes. So in the meantime, please put your social media information into the chat. Thank you. And while we wait, I'll also request all of the people who have joined us today to please keep yourself muted. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your social medias. To those who we are still waiting for everyone else to put them down in the chat. All right, we'll be waiting for a couple more minutes, a minute or two. So if you haven't already, please put your social media handles in the chat. Okay, great. So we have our jury back with us. Welcome back, jury. And before we do the announcement for the winner of today, I would like to thank you for taking out the time and spending the evening with us for Entrepreneurship World Cup India National Finals. It's been a very, very exciting event today with such excellent pitches and very interesting question and answer rounds with the jury. And the moment that we've all been waiting for, we have the jury deliberations now. We know the winners, and we would like to now let you guys know who the winners for EWC India National Finals are. These will be going to the EWC Global Pool. And our winner, we have two winners for today who will be going to the EWC Global Pool. And our first winner for today is Health Trip. Congratulations, Health Trip. We are very, very excited to have you be part of EWC Global Pools. You'll be moving to the next round of the EWC competition. A huge congratulations from us. And I think they are having some internet issues, so they're not with us. However, great to have our winner for today, EWC International winner, Health Trip. And our second EWC India National Finals winner, who will also be going to the EWC Global Pool, is Acidus Global. Congratulations, Acidus Global. Mohit, huge congratulations to you. So we have our two winners for EWC India. We have Acidus Global and we have Health Trip. I'll request our team to please put Mohit in spotlight, and I'll also request our jury to come and be put in spotlight because, of course, this event is not possible without our jury and with their very careful deliberation. So we'll really like to take this moment to thank our jury for spending time with us and for helping us with EWC and doing their great work. Over to you, jury, and to you, Mohit.
Thank you so much for the honor. It's really an honor for us.
Congratulations, Mohit.
Thank you.
Just be more sharper when you go for your next page. People are going to be like much more competitive and more fierce.
Absolutely, we will be prepared for that.
Yes.
Thank you, Bob.
In fact, debating if you are carrying the India flag there, right? You have to be the Mbappe plus Messi plus everything put together when you're pitching eventually as you go forward.
Yeah, we will make sure of that. Thank you so much, Kirti.
All the best and fine tune everything possible, like nuts, bolt, everything before you go. Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, jury. Thank you so much, Mohit. And thank you for all of our participants today for having a wonderful Entrepreneurship World Cup India National Finals. We will see you in the next round and we will see you next year as well. And we're very happy to have you be part of the EWC journey. So have a wonderful rest of the evening. Wishing you all the best and hope to see you keep pitching in the future. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we will, all right, great.